Yo, happy new year, everyone. How's it going? How are we doing? As you can see, I am very well on time. There's no problems here. Why are you mocking me already? We're not even 10 seconds in and you're already mocking me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with chat. I'm not even 10 seconds in and she's already laughing and mocking me. Does anyone else have to put up with that? Like, I'm not even 10 seconds into the stream. You done yet? Okay, she's done. What's that? Yeah, there's no new GPUs, man. But there's been a lot of stuff at CES. Quite a bit of stuff, actually. Pretty much seems to be the only cool thing that's happening at the moment since the start of Jan. But hey, man, it's the new year. I hope you had a great New Year celebration. Nice time off. We are back in the new year, finally doing some streams and hopefully more gameplay streams and stuff like that. So it's gonna be an interesting year for sure. How's it going, Steve, Ghosty, Ray, Byron, Bullets, Lefo? Even StreamYard decided to turn up. That's what we like. Ah, I see, Ghosty. So you know what I'm going through. 10 seconds into the stream and I'm being mocked already by the missus. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one by Nvidia. I don't understand why they're talking about releasing the 30 series again. Almost makes me puts my graphics card back into contention as being a decent graphics card. It is what it is, but yeah, apparently Nvidia are saying that they've stockpiled, they've got no RAM issues whatsoever, and they've stockpiled enough to keep the AI boom running for years yet. So AI, in terms of AI generation and servers, apparently Nvidia is in a really good position to keep on going and keep that truck moving. No, we're talking about the 3060, not the 50, not the 5030. Brandon, I was out today in shorts and t-shirt, man. It isn't that cold. It was snowing, but I am perpetually never cold. So it's one of the perks of being diabetic. It looks like it, Ghosty. Mate, even right now, I'm just in shorts and t-shirt. Like, there's literally and 6 to get in a re-release. Do I think Valve is going to delay the Steam machine if they don't announce it in a few weeks from now? Honestly, I don't think they're going to delay it. I don't think anything is getting delayed. I mean, a lot of channels right now are talking about how it's going to get delayed. It should get delayed and all this. I just don't agree with that at all. The fact is, this stuff, even if the price goes down, it's not gonna hit the original price point of what it was before. Corporate, if people are buying them, corporations are greedy. It's just the way it is. You know, I do suspect that RAM prices will eventually go down, but it's not just RAM that's going up now. Graphics cards are going up, CPUs are going up. I think motherboards are the only one that hasn't gone up, but then they're dependent on everything else. So it's only a matter of time. Everything is getting a price bump. So it is what it is, man. It kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't understand why the 3DS price is going up. I've got one. I never use it, but it's there. They will, Byron. I don't really understand why Microsoft is staggering the releases of Game Pass. It kind of goes against everything that they're trying to do. But you know, and this is part of the thing that always confuses me with Microsoft. It doesn't make any sense. Like they said, yeah, we want you to play anywhere and everywhere. Okay, well I've got a TV made by Alba. It's a smart TV. Why can't I play xCloud on there? You know, that stuff should just be released everywhere by now, and it should be done. There's no reason why those TVs don't have it already. It just completely goes against everything that they're doing. But you know, it is what it is. No, I've got the 3DS XL, but I didn't bother with a 3DS. It was too small, and 2DS just looked weird. It looked weird to hold, looked weird to play. The 3DS was fine for me. 3DS XL was always the one I went for. Well, that's probably a good place to start, right? Because it looks like, man, this is so weird. Because normally I'd have this screen over here and this screen over here. But because of the way I've got it all laid out, because I've had to lose one of my screens, so I've gone from 3 screens to 2. It's not right just yet, so it's a bit annoying, to say the least. So you'll see my head turning all over the place. But, you know, this actually looks pretty decent for the first batch of games. You know, you've got Little Nightmares, which is awesome. Atomfall is one I've kind of wanted to play, but also was never really that interested. The Eternal Die I got my eye on. Rematch has been there forever. Space Marine, I'm still on track to playing that this year, so that's good. That's one that I am going to play through. Village is massive. Already finished it, but still good. Mio, I think I remember seeing that in one of the showcases that I was potentially interested in, so that's okay. There's Steve's My Little Pony. He finally has it on the Ultimate and Premium. Star Wars Outlaws is a big one. I think that's massive to be on the, you know, Xbox Game Pass reel. And of course, the most important one, Final Fantasy 1, where it all started in 1987. Clearly, that's the biggest one there. That's like the biggest game. It makes everything else dwarf in comparison, right? Everything else is just like bruising. Indeed. Let's see if I do this. But yeah, the games look actually pretty good. Alright. That's that. That is good. Everyone happy. Man, people are pissed about my post. They are really, really pissed about that post. The wonders of people being upset about silly things. But yeah, what games are you guys looking forward to from that list coming soon to Game Pass? Me too, Byron. Me too. I've already finished Village, dude. I finished it on launch. I pretty much played it. I got it and finished it at launch. Hey, Grey Fox. Brandon, they'll never complain. They only complain about Game Pass because it's Xbox. That's it. You bought Outlaws last week. Oh no. In terms of the remakes, I didn't play 2, 3, or 4. I played the originals. I mean, 4 I've almost never played. I've never finished, I should say. I got quite far in the original 4. I think it was on the GameCube that I had it. Man, that game has been re-released a lot. It's just Final Fantasy 1 from the Pixel Remaster Collection. You've been playing Final Fantasy 15? Nice. What'd you think? I mean, Stalker 2 just had the benefit of just being very buggy at launch. Like, there was this one guy that had like 9 bullet holes on his face while he was talking to me. Those that were there during the stream will remember that I was dying. I was literally dying. You want to play 7? That's coming this. It's not too far away, Mifu. That's launching this month, right? So you're not too far away from it. How dare you, Brandon, and not buy it on Xbox? What is this? Buying it on Steam stuff. Such things should be outlawed. $15 is a good game. Oh, I haven't played it, Leaf, so I don't know. It was thanks to Loaded. Such a loaded. But seriously, guys, how was your New Year? How was your time off? I was missing for a little while because I just took a break and there was really no news going about. And so I thought, you know what? I'll take this time to just chill and do whatever, man. Man, that Humble Bundles really is a good deal. You know, I subscribe to it, which is another way where I get those games I'm giving away for the ones I don't want. But yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. There's always something on there that you like that will make up the value of the monthly subscription that you've got on there. It just keeps on adding games to my backlog that one day, maybe in about 50 years, I'll get to finish. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, I wasn't the multiplayer DLC. I wasn't a huge fan of, but I believe they did. You do have the companion storylines; those are good. It's just a shame that they cancelled 2 of them, Luna Freya and forgot the main villain's name. So this was kind of pissing people off a little bit. There's a lot of very unhappy people down there, which I'm not going to bother going through. But what's interesting is this chart over here. And so people didn't really understand the point I was making with this. And I really didn't understand why they didn't understand, because that chart tells a completely different story. Bear in mind, Sony has, according to PlayStation fans, sold 90 million consoles. And according to PlayStation fans, Xbox has sold 22 million consoles. So we're talking a staggering, 68 million difference in consoles? And they only managed to get 500,000 more units sold? I mean, is that really something that people should be celebrating? You have 68 million more consoles out there, but only 500k more units sold. And it tells a whole story in itself, right? I did not. I mean, that's the stats breakdown. Steam clearly pushing ahead. But the difference between PlayStation and Xbox, considering there is over 60 million consoles in difference, it's only 500k. That's crazy. No, Leaf, not you too. We can't have you saying Xbox dead. That's Dreamcast guy's motto. Ah, that's it, Arden. Oh, so maybe it wasn't the Arden. I mean, I know Luna Frey DLC was cancelled and there was one more. So it's a shame they never finished it. But I liked Arden as a villain. It was a good villain. I mean, it's never going to stop, right? People are going to consistently moan about Xbox being dead. And that, unfortunately, is never going to thing. But look at it. With a unit, market share of 22 million Xboxes, which we all know is higher. But that's what they are saying. They're competing with a market share of 90 million, well, a market share of 90 million. That says a lot. That really says a lot, doesn't it? Jess Corden said also that the Xbox games consoles will be frozen with no upgrade performance on the next gen Xbox. So my question, what do you mean frozen with no upgrade performance? So my question remain the same. Is it worth it to buy console games? I don't know where he's getting that information from. I don't believe that at all. I think you will see a performance bump. It makes no sense not to. The guy's been wrong before. He's been right before, but that one doesn't make any sense to me, Taylor. But if the game is play anywhere, then it doesn't really matter anyway, because you'll be playing it. You'll have the PC version and the console version. Nobody has any idea what the next Xbox console will do. So to even speculate on that right now is pointless. We'll probably see something of the console this year. It is the 25th anniversary. But, you know, until we do, and until we see more information about it, it's just speculation. I'll try and dig around some of my contacts to see if they've got any dev kits or stuff yet. I'll reach out and see if they can give me any info, but I don't think they've even got the dev kits yet. I know, right, Kima? Well, what you do, Steve, is you take off like half your gear, and now you have to two-tap him. You see? This is why they pay me the big bucks, to give those amazing insights into big brain theory. You're welcome. I don't know if it's 22 months away, Jesse, but I think we'll see it this year. It makes sense for us to see it this year. It's the 25th anniversary. They kind of have to show it. Now, what would be a crazy move is for them to show it in the summer and release it in November alongside Gears E-Day with a custom Gears kind of out shell for the Xbox, and Halo should be releasing alongside it as well. So maybe a custom Halo console as well. So you'll have the basic, a Halo one, and a Gears one. That would kind of be insane. 3 different models of the console coming out. I mean, obviously no one's going to buy the Gears one because no one cares, but the Halo one will probably sell. Steve, here's your second piece of advice. Just go do a previous mission or a side quest or anything that you could, a repeatable mission, and pick up some gear. At this point, I'm going to have to start charging you for amazing advice. If Prince Persia does come on the 16th, Tom Henderson, the Immortal Enemy. Blow something up around it, like a canister or something. Developers are not going to fully utilize the power of certain consoles if they can get less work from next gen. Why would they bother? Well, they're not really bothering now, Vince, to be fair. They're all relying on upscaling and, DLSS, FSR to do the heavy lifting. Everything now is kind of pushing ray tracing and path tracing to give you the gains, because in terms of visual clarity, it's kind of stagnated. It's diminishing returns. What do I think about DLSS 4.5? I mean, for those that can use it, it's fine. I remember seeing Gaffalion showing DLS 4 times frame gen on DLSS 4, and it was, I mean, when it didn't look like there was much latency there. So it really depends on how much latency is going to be introduced. I'm still on the 3 series graphics card, so I don't get any of that fancy stuff, so I can't really test any of it out or look into it or really play around with it. Nate the Hayes Correspondent Rebirth could be show over at the I think we might see honestly, I think we should see Rebirth earlier, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't think they'll wait until the Tokyo Game Show. If it's going to be shown anywhere at the latest, it will be the Xbox Showcase. Hey, Red Wolf, how's it going, my dude? Welcome to the show. Play Spider-Man instead? I do need to play Spider-Man Remastered. But I already played Spider-Man 2 and I'm not going back to it. Performance drop? What, by using... What are you on about, Steve? Ubisoft is having a horrible time at the moment, aren't they? They are continuously being hacked. Rainbow Siege has been compromised yet again. Hackers accessed internal tools, issuing 67-day harassment bans to players. Current status, global outages across PC, PS4, 5, Xbox. This wasn't that long ago, but as of the posting of this, which was on the 4th of January, there's been no official statement. Rollbacks are expected, but I think this game is done for. It looks like they have a backdoor to get in, and it looks like it's game related, which means every time they've patched that hole, a new one is available for them. It almost reminds me of Dark Alex and the PS Vita, was it the PSP, where once he found that loophole to get in and make custom firmware, it was over. I really think Ubisoft is kind of in trouble with this game, and they may have to eventually take it down. It's been a while since we've seen anything from Blade, and outside of the dude coming out and saying that they're working hard on it, that's about all we have. So, yeah, they took it offline. The hackers seem to now have like a gateway in, and it looks like Ubisoft just can't stop them from getting in. Every time they try to plug that hole, a new hole appears and they just go straight through. And if this is something that is systematic to the game, it looks like Rainbow Six Siege will just disappear. And it will be a game that hackers actually took offline and people can't play, which kind of sucks. There's no official confirmation that Ninja Theory is making another Hellblade game. There is, Ninja Theory did or get greenlit after Hellblade 2 to make another game, and another two projects were greenlit by Microsoft as soon as Hellblade 2 launched, and they were very happy with the way Hellblade 2 did. And so we know that 2 projects were already greenlit, but it's expected or that one of them is Hellblade free, but we just don't know anything else other than the fact that 2 projects were greenlit from, all that time ago. But yeah, it's horrible for those people that actually really enjoy Rainbow Six Siege, and there is a big community out there. If this game does disappear, it's gonna be sad because a lot of people not only invested a lot of money in this game through MTX, but also a lot of time unlocking all the characters, and it's a pretty competitive game. With God of War style gameplay, I don't think we'll see that sort of gameplay from them. That's the problem, Byron. Like, how far do their hacks go? Are they just going to stop at Rainbow Six Siege, or are they going to go even further? But hopefully, Ubisoft can figure out a way around it, and those that enjoy the game can continue playing it. Because at the moment, this ain't good, man. This is not good. So, Anthem. It will officially be gone on January the 12th, I believe. So I think I've got, well, I do have this purchased, so I might go live with it one last time before it goes away for old time's sake. This is one of the original games that I started my channel on, my other channel. And it's a shame. It's a shame that they're taking it offline. But if you try to get this now from EA Play, if you don't own it and you can't buy it anymore, you can't actually play it to give it one final hurrah. And it sucks. I guess you could always go buy it for like $1 from any gaming store, because that's pretty much what it's worth. Most places will give it away for free at this point. But yeah, this is another game that's disappearing for good, and it won't be coming back. Else, did you see people were doing clues to figure out if Spider-Man is going to be in Red Dead 2 or Spider-Man in Red Dead 2? It's still listed on, I guess, the PC client. Just probably not the console. It's it kind of sucks. Hey, Soul, how's it going? Man, I don't know if Spider-Man's ever going to appear on Xbox and Switch too, but the day it does will be the day the internet melts down for sure. Yeah, I didn't quite get that either, Leaf. Spider-Man and Red Dead 2. But Anthem had a lot of potential. It had a lot going for it, but they royally screwed this game up. From inception to the actual release, they screwed this hard, and the game suffered for it. It launched in a mess, unable to stay logged in. The servers were atrocious. You had the starting weapon actually being the best weapon in the game, because it scaled exponentially. There was just so many problems. But as they were ironing them out and releasing new content, it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's going to be a shame to see the close of this chapter. Game on Jesse, I think Uncharted is a better game, but Spidey will sell more. But hey, I'll probably, if I can actually get it downloaded, I think my account's on PlayStation, but if I can get it downloaded, I'll probably do one stream on there. And, you know, one farewell stream to the good old Anthem. Vampire, maybe. I think they've also made some bad choices with, you know, what was that streamer they banned? You know, EA decided that they would try and be big shots, and they banned that big time Destiny streamer as well. They made so many bad decisions with that game, and the guy wasn't even exploiting. He just was using the game mechanics, and they banned him for it. That's awesome, Richie. Man, what was his name? I can't remember. Oh well. Does anyone remember his name? No, his name was not me. I'm too cool to be banned. I just get blacklisted. There's a difference. Let's see, Destiny streamer banned from Anthem game. Glad, that's it. It was Glad. They actually banned him indefinitely because he found like a circular loop that you could go collecting chests. And after you collect like 6 chests, the first one respawns and so forth. And so he was going around in a loop, just trying to get the best loot before they released the strongholds. And they banned him for doing that. What dumb people. The deck is just old, man. Hoping it can survive. One thing I am looking forward to, though, from Valve is the Steam frame. I like the look of that, and hoping it will be worth the investment. Yeah, Leaf. They came out all puff chest, you know, really proud of themselves for banning him as well, with no appeal option for just using an in-game mechanic. Soul, yeah. And from that point, the game, everything nosedived. It got all the content creators just said, you know what? Nah, this ain't worth it. We're not going to play the game and then find out just because we found an optimal way to farm stuff, we're going to get banned for it. And they all jumped ship. They just made so many bad decisions. Like, for the first 7 years, they didn't even know what the game was. Like, it's crazy. The whole game development was built in less than a year. The fact that when we originally saw Anthem at E3, the people actually making the game, the developers, when they were watching the actual show while working, they turned around and asked people, whoa, what game is this? They didn't even know that the game that they were watching being showcased was the game that they were developing. because apparently what EA did was they got like 10 people and put them into a secret room, and they all signed NDAs, and they basically made that vertical slice demo for E3, but they weren't allowed to tell anyone. And so while they were building a game that doesn't exist, the developers were still waiting for the directors and the project managers to decide what they wanted the game to be. The number of the number of times they had to rewrite what the game was ridiculous. It was changing on a weekly basis. So, the whole development of that, in terms of what Anthem was, it should be studied for how bad a studio actually can be in order to truly and monumentally screw up so badly. Sony patents AI technology that can play the game for you. Essentially what this is if, like me, you get stuck a lot and don't know what the hell you're doing because it's not obvious and there's no yellow bars anywhere to tell you where to go, you can activate this and it will say, hey, okay, I'm just going to play the next 30 seconds for you to let you know where you need to go. And then off you go, you gain control back and you go along. How do you guys feel about that? What's that, Byron? I don't know what you're talking about, Banisher. This is perfect for me. Highguard has decided to go into, well, hideout, I guess. It's no one knows what's happening to it, and I think it's been delayed, honestly. Code Vein is multiplayer? That's interesting. Didn't realize that. I was actually planning on playing Code Vein. Go through the first one and then the second one. I want to finish Silent Hill 2 first, though. We started that on stream. That game is quite demanding. It's a shame my PC struggles to run it. I have to use a frame gen to get it working, to get it to 60. But hey, as long as frame gen works, and for a game like that, it's not a problem. Hey, Shinzo. Look, everyone says that's Leaf, but I bet you I'll find it hard. It will make the game more cinematic. But yeah, Sony have been kind of toying with this for a while, and it could be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it actually develops and what it becomes. I should notice I steer away from anything that has the word Souls-like in it. Stellar Blade is probably the only one that I didn't steer clear of because it reminded me of Nier Automata, and that is one of my favorite games of all time. Reforge is a feminist? What makes you say that, Shinzo? Well, actually, Steve's his biggest supporter, so... Steve, why didn't you tell us he's a feminist? You know what? I should have bought... I've already got Scarlet Nexus. I think I bought it like 3 times and I still haven't played it. But I should have bought Code Vein. I made a mistake not picking that one up. and I'm not going to pay full price for it. I'll have to wait until the price goes down again, or I'll check on either Xbox or PlayStation to see if it's gone down in price because they still have sales. But yeah, just AI technology that people keep crying about is it's here to stay, man. It's here to stay. First Light PC specifications. Minimum PC hardware is 1080p at 30 FPS, i5 9500, Ryzen 5 3500, a GTX 1660, AMD RX 5700. You need 16 gigs of RAM, 80 gig of storage, and recommended PC hardware 1080p 60 FPS is i5 13500, Ryzen 5 7600, NVIDIA 3060, AMD 6700. You know, so where's the high-end specs? Like, I don't like the fact that they don't tell you the high-end specs. AI is useful, man, but I still don't think it should replace a lot of roles. I think it should be used in conjunction. Like what Shift Up is doing, and they're publicly, they've come out and publicly said we're not going to stop using AI. We're going to use AI that does, the mundane tasks for us. There's no reason to have people wasting time on that stuff. Hey, Adidas, thank you for 18 months. Welcome back, dude. It's been a long time. I hope you had a good break over the New Year and Christmas holidays. Nice to see you back here again, dude. What, is the Steam sale still on, Byron? Or is that on console? That does remind me, I still need to go do my Final Fantasy 14. Oh, no. Code Vein is $40 on Steam. Just looking at it. Where are you seeing it for $7.99? Hey, Diablo. There are no high-end specs. Every PC which tried to run it at 4K couldn't take and crashed out chaos. That's a joke, right, Leaf? Oh, okay. I will. Let's have a look-see. That's mental, man. Herd vein. Herd vein. Oh, it is indeed $7.49. What do you get for the DLC bundle, though? The deluxe edition gives you the accessory set, Insatiable Bloodthirst, and the season pass. And what does the season pass give you? DLC packs that feature new story content, enemies, areas where you can find weapons and blood veils, and more. Okay, so the original Code Vein is the deluxe edition is not for sale. Hey, Brick. Nice to see you. How's your new year? Infinite Hero, welcome back, dude. To be accepted in games, back in the 90s, they added AI to sports games to make the CPU more competitive. I mean, look, AI has been used for a number of years now, right? It's nothing new. It's just it's been given a new term now. You know, when you code, no one actually writes all the code manually anyway, even from before. The syntax is already printed out for you to just press tab and off you go. I think people just over exaggerate when it comes to AI. So this Thursday, we are having a new showcase called New Game Plus. This is what we are in show for. New games, there will be no advertising, no nothing. It's just going to be just constant gaming and apparently content creators talking about the games. We will definitely be going through this on Thursday. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. Turn up for that. How loud is this, chat? I can't actually see how loud this is, but it feels loud. Oh, maybe I can reduce it here. That should hopefully work. But yeah, so we're going to see a bunch of new games, of some old games and whatever. But apparently it's supposed to be all new games. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are. So this is going to be the main thing that we do on Thursday this week. So yeah, it should be fun. It's a mix of AA, AAA, and indie. I saw Crimson Desert in there as well. Exactly, Infinite. Exactly. I just think it's just over exaggerated. I don't know, man. I think that's like 8 o'clock my time, or is that 9 o'clock my time? I think we had this discussion last time. I think it might be 9 o'clock. But it'd be nice if they actually had a GMT there as well for us UK folk that do enjoy this stuff. Did my son install the NVIDIA update? Not sure why. I mean, his graphics card is old, man. He's on a 2080. He's on a 2080 Super. So when I upgrade mine, I'm going to give him my 3090, which will be a big upgrade to what he's got now. Oregon Trail? I do not. For this year's Leaf, I've watched the whole of New Amsterdam. I am on season 2 for The Good Doctor. Woodpit, it should be all new indie and anywhere from indie all the way up to AAA games. They're going to be just showing. It's a showcase, gaming showcase, covering all sorts of genres, not one specific. I did not pre-order Code Violet. I did apply for a code though, but I doubt I'll get a code considering how negative I've been towards them in the past. I don't see the option for RTX or 6x frame gen on anything I play. Obviously, it's game dependent, I'm guessing, but you know, I haven't seen anything, so it is what it is. But then again, you know, for frame gen to be useful, it needs the frames from before in order to kind of fill in the gaps, right? To regenerate them. And if you're only getting 30 frames per second, if you try to run that at 6x, you're going to have a really bad time. Really, really bad time. 2x at 30 or 40 will work, right? 40 frames per second and do 2x, it'll work. 3x and you're going to have a bad time. But if you've already got 60 frames, then going double or triple, it will, for the most part, be okay because your monitor probably ain't going to be showing you 600 frames per second. And that's why it won't be that big of a problem. It just can't leave. So the way frame gen works is in simple terms is you've got 30 frames, and if you're using it times 2, is kind of having to create 30 frames and kind of mesh that in so you get a seamless performance. But if you're asking it from 30 frames to create 500 frames per second, the majority of that doesn't exist. So you're just going to have a really bad time. There's no amount of AI that's going to help that. You are going to have a really bad time. Times 2 is generally where you want to be. You know, like when I was playing Silent Hill, I had that at times 2 because my graphics card is just too weak to run it. But honestly, I don't even think it's my graphics card, because I've seen the 3090 Ti paired with like an AMD 9950X 3D, and it was running even games that I'm struggling to run right now well above, 60, like in the hundreds, 120 FPS. So that tells me that my bottleneck is most likely my CPU. I'm running on a 12-gen i9 CPU, and I'm guessing that's really my bottleneck, not the graphics card. Obviously, my GPU doesn't do ray tracing and half tracing because it just wasn't really designed for it. The 4 series had the hardware ray tracing, which is where it's really at. But, I'm going to probably improve my CPU first before I do anything else, because that's probably going to be where I see the most gains. Yes, dude, that probably makes sense. Hey, look, Balatro's on a different level, man. Look, we don't talk about Balatro. And Brick, yeah, there was the new 9850 looks to be pretty impressive. But they're saying it's the fastest CPU. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about this. PlayStation 5 ROM keys have been leaked. Now, this is actually a big deal because once these are out there, obviously you need the Star Wars game, and that game has now shot up in price like crazy. But, you know, this pretty much is going to allow people now to put external drives or massive internal drives and just download all their games onto it. Having one way to go through is the beginning. It's just going to open up this isn't good. And I know a lot of people from Camp Blue are saying that no one's going to jailbreak their PS5. They are delusional. People will pirate if they can. But trust Sony for them to get jailbroken. I mean, the PSP and the Vita was jailbroken hard. PS2 was crazy to modify. The PS3, I never really bothered with it, but now, from what I understand, it's just a custom firmware. PS4 probably is the same. And PS5 now is going to become custom firmware too eventually. I say long before then, Infinite. They will have this signed and sealed by the summer. The voice went out? Hopefully not. Infinite, they can't. They actually can't, because the exploit that was found for the time being is on the physical, the physical Blu-ray. Now, if this was digital only, they can basically take that digital version of the game offline, patch it, and then the moment your PS5 boots, it will auto update, right? You'll have to keep your PS5 offline and everything, and you'll never be able to get another update if you're trying to hold a digital one at ransom. But the physical version of the game has, so now they've got a reference point that they can always go back to, and they will break through and find ways to use it. So there's no real way for them to stop it now. It's almost like Pandora's box. It's been opened, and that's really where it's at, which is a shame. So there are going to be people that abuse this hard, but I guess this is their own version of Game Pass. Too soon? I mean, though, Byron, that won't eliminate piracy. It will really, really put a nail on it. If you want to eliminate piracy entirely, then you go cloud gaming, because then you don't have access to server side. It was done with a Star Wars game. I don't know which one it was, but from what I heard, that Star Wars game went from being $5 to over £1,000. That's insane. People were charging £1,000 for it on eBay. I don't know if any sold, but £1,000. That just tells you how much people are actually desperate to get pirated games. I mean, security is one thing. Sony seems to be getting hit a lot, and they seem to be kind of being hacked a lot as well. Successfully, I might add, which is, not good on the optics. Yeah, there was Infinite, but see, with the digital game, they can just take it offline and patch it and put it back up. And then, I mean, there was a game on the PSP, if I'm not mistaken, and as soon as it came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And suddenly, that game saw a massive hike in price. Well, not in price, sorry, in sales. And what people didn't realize was Sony had already patched it and put it back on sale and didn't tell anyone. And then people were buying it and couldn't do the hack and getting really, really upset because they just bought a game and, and Sony just sat there laughing. Physical only for a limited run? Oh, that's not going to be good for limited run. It's not about finding more games with holes, Infinite. They now have a way through. And the problem is they're going to reverse engineer that and eventually go through custom firmware. All they need is a way through. And with that way through, they now have the keys. They don't care about the game anymore. The game means nothing. They've got the keys now. The keys are what they needed. With the keys out there publicly, that's it. You know, the front door is open. All they need to do now is walk through. And when they walk through, find the right path to where they need to go to in terms of creating custom firmware. The game allowed them to unlock the door. And by unlocking the door, they got the keys. And now they've got the keys. It's all about just engineering that into a working form to get something like Hen or whatever to work. And Bob's your uncle. You've got custom firmware on the PS5. And then you can just... And, you know, people are saying, well, you can't play online. No one does custom firmware on their PS5 to play online. No one's that stupid to get their account banned. You pretty much make sure it never sees the light of day going online again. But that's the whole point of custom firmware, right? Because it's always going to be updated. Yeah, Diablo, I saw that. I'm probably going to have to pick it up there. Do you guys remember a game called Madang? It was the Splinter Cell type game or Division type game, kind of combined, that was being developed. Well, it looks like they are no longer going to be a thing. It appears the game is nearly cancelled. The developer's official website is gone. It's been confirmed that all employees left the studio after the game was introduced at the Xbox Showcase in June. As of December 8th, only 2 co-CEOs remain at the studio without investment from an external company. It seems difficult for them to recover on their own. This game had a lot of potential. It looked really good, was amazing, but it's another one that's just dead by funding. No lack of funding. Yeah, I'm gutted too, Ghosty. I'm gutted too. And then we have this clown, because apparently, well, I'll just let you listen to this because this is crazy. This is the guy that Steve worships. This is insane.
Right. I mean, the point that usually is being made is that they'll say you almost don't have exclusives anymore. Like, the best, most good faith argument about this is the person who says, I have spent a couple $1,000s on my PC. I'm happy waiting to play a better version of that game. Right? Better is subjective, but to them it's better. Okay? They're like, I can turn up red.
All right. How is something being better subjective? How is better subjective? Come on. How is better being subjective? Hey, Grey Monad. I don't get it. Better is better, right? I don't know what game it was. I don't know if Steve is still in the chat, but he showed me a picture of his PC rig running the game at 617 frames per second. I can't remember what game it was, but if something is running it at 30 frames and then that one is running it at 617, the 617 is running it better, right? There's nothing subjective about that.
As I can turn up lighting, whatever. They build a rig that's capable of like playing up, Death Stranding 2 at, higher levels of fidelity compared to the Pro. They're like, well, I can do more than you can. Okay. That's fine. That's customer preference. That's a value hierarchy that makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me. It's like, you know what? You got to have your 120. You got to have your path racing. Whatever it is, you've created a rig. You have a value system, right? 120 FPS is objectively better. It's not objectively better. That's subjective because somebody.
How is 120 being better than 60 subjectively better? Come on. How is 120 being better than 60 or 30 subjectively better? Seriously, like, I don't even understand at this point.
Might think that they don't like the way that it looks. They might not notice the way that it looks. They might not care. That's a value that is.
So a game having path tracing, ray tracing, having max fidelity, doesn't matter. It doesn't objectively make the game better. That's subjective. Wait, how does any of that make sense? How does that make sense, folks?
Objective to the user, so it's not objectively better. It isn't. That's beside the point. The point is, to you, it matters. That's the point. Trying to argue objectivity here is a wasted effort.
I can't believe that he is trying to turn around and say that a 5090 powered PC running everything at maximum is subjectively better than, say, a Sega Saturn running everything at maximum. It's subjective. Oh, man. I don't get this, man. I don't get it.
Because somebody might think, nope, doesn't matter to me. Nope, don't think it looks better. It's subjective to the user. So somebody that's perfectly happy with 60 is going to be, well, I don't, they don't agree or whatever. Because it's all about the perception, like Zubair is saying. Like, it's impossible to make something like this objective because it's all down to the perception of the viewer.
All right. If you guys had the opportunity to run a game at 60 FPS, but you also had the capability of running it at 120 FPS, would you choose 60 or 120? Like, you have access to both. There's no difference between it. Would you go for the lesser performing or would you go for the higher performing? Like, would you deliberately handicap your performance just so you can play it at 60? No. Infinite, I'm saying Think of it as a 64K or 124K. And let's be realistic, the PlayStation can't do 4K on the majority of games, like 99.9%. So you're looking at 2K resolution outside of GTA 7. Sorry, GT7. Outside of GT7, you're looking at 2K resolution 60 FPS or 4K 60, or I'm sorry, 4K 120 on a high-end PC rig. Brick, I think at this point he might have a 30 hertz TV. Yeah, but it's infinite. He's saying that is subjectively better. It doesn't mean it is better.
Viewer and the gamer, as well as their own value system. The thing is, though, is that if somebody makes that line of thinking, okay, if they say, I've spent all this money, I'm happy waiting for Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2, that's fine. That's totally fine. The problem is when they say, you don't really have exclusives. There's no real reason to own a PlayStation. Okay, there's no reason for you to own a PlayStation, right? There's no reason for you. You lack the reason. You lack the demand, the desire. You're like, nope, I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy waiting.
I mean, considering PC is getting everything except for Nintendo games, I think PC gamers are eating good right now, right? They're like the ultimate life form right now. Hey, no one can do 30 FPS anymore, man. I don't know, Brick. I replayed the whole of the MCC at 60 FPS on PC. It played fine to me. Moonlight, he's basically just white knighting PlayStation 5 Pro. He's trying to defend and big up PlayStation 5. That's all it is. Leaf, there's nothing wrong with playing... Well, I can't play games at 30. At least I try not to. If I have to, because that's the only performance there is, then so be it. But if I have access to higher performance, I will choose the higher performance. If 30 is all you can do, that's fine. What he's saying is that 60 FPS is objectively not better than 30 FPS, or 120 FPS objectively is not better than 60. I mean, the guy's got a few screws loose. Like, really a few screws loose. It's like... Yeah, but Leaf, that's because that's the best you can actually do. That's different to what is being said here, right? That's totally different to what is being portrayed here. You know that 20 FPS is not better than 60 FPS, but that's your maximum capability on Rebirth, and that's fine. There's nothing, you know, if you can play at that frame rate, power to you. But you wouldn't go around saying that 20 FPS is better than 60 FPS. You wouldn't say that's subjective. It's an objective statement. It is just better. Weird, man. Vinci, basically, yeah. 24 FPS is better than all? No, it's not. Go back into your closet, dude. This is interesting because this could, if this rolls out worldwide, at the moment it's only in Vietnam. This is going to have a massive impact on YouTube, content creators, Twitch, everything. I think this might actually make people actually like Twitch a little bit. But in Vietnam, is about to pass a law forcing social media platforms like YouTube to let users skip ads within 5 seconds. Right now, you've got ads that are unskippable. On Twitch, you've got like 3-minute ads, which are unskippable unless you subscribe. In Vietnam, at the very least, as of February the 15th, those 3-minute ads will be skippable after 5 seconds. It'll be interesting if this becomes worldwide and the impact it's going to have on ad revenue. Ice cold, me too. Suddenly, I feel like moving to Vietnam. But I think this is something that globally they should roll out. Vietnam is doing it right, and you got crap ads, you got good ads. But this will definitely shake things up. This will definitely shake things up. They will just put more in. I mean, you can skip it after 5 seconds. It doesn't matter. Hey, I've seen some ads that I've actually enjoyed watching all the way through. It's kept me entertained. Anyone seen that advert with Thierry Henry and David Beckham? Late, where they're looking for someone in the audience to come and hang with them if they've got a packet of Lay's. That was a good advert. I actually ended up watching the whole thing, even though it was quite a long advert. But, if an advert is done right, it's entertaining. Twitch does that a lot, Infinite. Having the same advert back to back over and over again. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. If it actually rolls out everywhere, it could have a huge impact on creators and everything. 8BitDo has unveiled their new controller. Introducing 8BitDo, the ultimate free e-controller for Xbox, a pro-level, fully customizable gamepad. The next evolution of the Ultimate series, officially licensed by Xbox. Built with swappable modules, a wider grip angle, TMR joysticks, a wireless charging dock, up to 1000 Hz polling rate on PC, compatible with Xbox Series X, Windows, PC, and Android. It looks really nice. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. I don't like the little holes that it's got around everywhere in here. Oh, that's just the faceplate. Okay, never mind. That's the faceplate. You can change the faceplate, it seems, which is even cooler. Great. It says wireless. Where is it? It says a wireless charging dock. So I don't know if it has a USB dock or not. Let's have a look. That button there indicates that it's wireless controlled. Wireless charging. Doesn't look like that. I mean, that could be the dongle for it. Yeah, you get a USB adapter. Uninterrupted 2.4G connection with USB-C adapter. I don't know. It looks nice though. No, it was not Banisher. No, it was not. They're TMR sticks, which I think is more sensitive than, yeah, Hall effect, impulse triggers, TMR joysticks with RGB firings. Looks nice. AMD Ryzen 7 9850 X3D is the fastest gaming CPU. Now official with 5.6 gigahertz clocks, brushes Intel 285K with up to 60% faster performance. My question now is this better than the 9950 X3D? I mean, this is saying it's the world's fastest gaming processor. So is this better than the 9950? I'm still irked you need to buy a $200 PS5 controller to replace analogs, seeing the regular controls are so prone to drift. I've only had one PS5 controller drift on me, and that was the launch PS5. When I got my PS5 originally, on launch, my controller started drifting within, I think it was like 2-3 weeks. I sent it to Sony and they repaired it and sent it back. I had multiple controllers, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I've got 4 controllers and none of them have drifted like at all over the years. So I've not had any problems with the PS5 controllers, to be fair. Same with the Series X. None of mine have drifted. Hey, Calandros. For pure gaming, it is. What about on like a productivity front? I'm curious how this will compare between how the 9850 will compare to the 9950 X3D. Oh, is that right, Bandit? I didn't know. I'm guessing the second chip that's in there is essentially for productivity, right? Probably not infinite. Probably not. Not gonna lie, none of the spec apart 120 mean anything to me. I see. So I'm guessing the next chipset that they were talking about with the 9950 X3D2, which they said they were going to announce the CES. I guess they're not. But there were a lot of rumors about an X3D2 version coming out for the 9950. Guess it didn't materialize, but maybe they'll have this CPU in there. I mean, I also have to question, why would this one be bad for productivity? I don't know. I'm interested in checking out benchmarks. That's what I thought, Calandros, but I thought it would have appeared at CES. Maybe the X3D2 is basically the 9850 and the productivity chip combined. Because I had my eyes set on the 9950 X3D. Maybe I'll wait a little longer. But good stuff nonetheless. Yeah, Frez. I mean, I just do Photoshop, Adobe Premiere. My son does a bit of After Effects on my machine. So that's really it. I mean, I don't think it's that big of an upgrade, Bandit, to bother upgrading from the 9800 to the 9850. I'm still on the 12900, and based on the videos I've seen online with the AMD CPUs compared to my one playing games, the only real difference being the CPU. It's a massive difference, like night and day. So I'm guessing I'm being CPU blocked somewhere with the 12900. You'll definitely see a real bump in performance, Bruno. All right, more CES stuff. The ROG Zephyrus Duo returns. It's got a Ultra 9 processor, GeForce RTX 5090. 64 gigs of RAM, dual 3K ROG Nebula HDR displays with OLED touchscreen. It looks really cool. I've been fond of these dual screens for a while. This will probably cost a few kidneys, though, right? Looks interesting, though. A liver. Or costs a few revs. And liver for the ROG branding. I've started to become a fan of them. But has anyone seen this? Meet Razer Project Ava. Now, obviously, people were tagging me this good portion of the day today.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again.
I don't know why people were tagging me for this.
Jacket.
Like, can you guys imagine me having really something like this?
Have a good day. Hey, cutie.
Hi, Amanda. Great brainstorming last night.
Actually, I need more.
What if we flip the design here? Do you think it can work?
Nice.
Bruno,
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, boy.
Whole day, soldier. We need more air support.
Yeah.
Whoa, clean
Did you see
shot.
that?
Nice one.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time? Break line of sight.
Switch to burst fire mid-range.
GG, that was amazing. Ready to go again? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion. Do you think they know we're actually calling the shots?
Nope, let's keep it that way.
What do you reckon? You all copied the Kickstarter project. I mean, this is the first one to do it on Kickstarter. I remember this. And now everyone's doing it. Interesting to see how much it is. This thing's going to live and die by its price. Great. Nah, Steve, come on. We already know you've got one of these in every room. Come on. No need to be shy about it. Japanese. Jesus. Hey, look. If the price is right, I'll pick one up for science. And I'll let you guys know how it, how it is after like a week's of use. For science, obviously. But for the first time in 5 years, Nvidia will not announce any new GPUs at CES. The company quashes the RTX 50 Super rumors as AI expected to take center stage. Instead, they're going to re-release the 3060 and get people to buy into that. So, yeah, for anyone that was hoping that there was going to be a super series for the RTX 50 series, well, you're kind of out of luck. Looks like AMD is no longer interested in releasing a mid-range version of their graphics cards. You're just going to get one version and that's it, and you're going to be happy with it. I still think that the 5080 should have had more than 16 gigs of memory. It does limit what you can do. Hey, who knows, man? Maybe they'll release the 4090 at a cheaper price. Oh, you see? There you go. Gorsty's also investing for science. Hey, man, one can always hope, right? I'm not really fond of the 5090 series. I see they're still around 2K on eBay, but man, they're still expensive. It's all for science. Hey, man, Bruno, when it comes to science, we are center stage. You know, we do what, we take the hit for you guys. We sacrifice for you guys. Ain't that right, Ghosty? All in the name of science, because someone has to do it. But thankfully, with good internet and cloud gaming, I'm able to be okay for a good while. Not all games are available on the service, but the majority of the ones I play are, so that's good enough. Hey man, you cannot be single and still do it for science. It's just one of those things. Xreal has come out with a bunch of new tech. They've unveiled their more affordable Xreal 1S, and of course the Xreal Neo, which is essentially a power bank, but also a video out converter. So companies like Nintendo, who purposefully disabled the video out on their Nintendo Switch, which the originals, but on the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch didn't disable it, but for Switch 2, they decided that disabling it was the way to go for some odd reason. But the Neo basically counteracts that, and it's available right now in the US for $99, but it's not yet available in the UK. So I'm hoping they announce when they're going to release in the UK, so I can pick one of those up, because I really like the Xreal technology. But this Xreal 1S is essentially replacing the Xreal 1s. I'm guessing at some point we're going to see an Xreal 1X, because these are now officially an Xbox. I'm calling it. Okay, there's no discussion here. This is an Xbox. But it's a really cool tech. Hey, Talos. So this looks cool. So this one sits kind of in between the One and the One Pro in terms of what it does. Now the lens are different to the One and the One Pro. This uses slightly cheaper lens, but in terms of performance, it is ahead of what the Ones is. And of course, as that was just said in chat, Asus has their collaboration as well, which is the Xbox Xreal R1. No real price point for this one. The 1S is at £400, which is really, really well priced. It's even cheaper than the One, but I'm guessing that's because of the lens that's being used. But this is the actual Asus one. This one is essentially the same as the One Pro, with the main difference being that it allows you to have a refresh rate of 240 Hz. And obviously it's got the ROG branding. Now that control dock is essentially what differentiates this. I'm hoping they sell that separately and it's universal. It should be. But that dock basically allows you to plug your console into it via HDMI, but also your PC as well. And then you kind of have this as an outlet coming out. And so you've kind of got both of them and can switch between them. Right now, it's a little bit more of a problem to get your console. You kind of need like a third-party HDMI input-output kind of thing to make it work. It's not that much of a problem, but the dock will definitely make this easier and make it stand out more. Just as you can see, seamlessly connected to console and PC. It works perfectly immediately. I mean, they all work immediately. I use my Air 2 Pros at the moment with the ROG, and it's amazing. But what's differentiating this is the dock, and obviously this is 240 Hz as opposed to the One Pro, which is 120. Now, also, the One the 1S also has 3D. It's said that the One Pro and the X-Real R1 will get the 3D as well, because it is software based on the hardware chip from the Smart X1 chip. So though they won't have it initially, it's kind of probably going to have like an exclusivity period with the 1S to make it a differentiator to sell the device. The higher end models will get it at some point. It works with the Steam Deck as well. The Steam Deck has an actual TV out. These are not VR, these are AR. You basically wear the glasses and you've got like a 170-inch screen strapped to your face. But yeah, Leaf, to answer your question, I've used this on my Xbox LIX. I've used it on my Steam Deck. It works perfectly fine. Well, the Air 2 Pros do. And these are no different. My friend's got the one, and he uses it on his Steam Deck, on his PC, and it's fine. It is just the display would pit, but the new models have hardware chips now built into it, the new X1 Smart chip, and that allows you to do a lot more. You can kind of, unlike with the other ones where you kind of needed the Mini Boom or the Boom Pro to be able to push the screen further back or put it into a corner or have it anchor somewhere where it just stays there, so when you look to your right or left, the screen doesn't follow you. So you could have like a white wall, make it really massive, push it back like a projector, and it will always be fixed in that position. So when you go sit down, it will always be there. The Smart chip does all of that, whereas the older models kind of require you to buy additional accessories to make that work. So these all have that kind of functionality built in. And I think they come with minimal apps as well, like Netflix and stuff like that, potentially. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they do. Whereas obviously the older models are literally just a display screen. For those of you that wear glasses like I do, they also provide you with mini lens, or you can buy them separately as well. If you know your prescription, you put it in and they actually create them for you, and then it basically plugs into the nose part of the actual glasses, and you can use, you know, it's glasses friendly as well. It doesn't have any physical downsides? Not really. What do you mean by physical downsides? So without the Neo, it's really close to your face. But these ones have the, sorry, not the Neo, the Boom. But these have that all built in, so you can push it quite far back and have the screen really big. Like, think of it like you're at the cinema, right? The older models were you sitting at the front with it in your face. The newer models are you sitting like in the middle and having it fully displayed. Like, I use mine a lot. Hey, Force, how's it going, buddy? So yeah, I'm really this one isn't out yet. It's coming at the end. Well, they said in the first half of 2026. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you, which is a bit of a shame. No real information about the release date. But yeah, they just said it will be landing in the first half. But this is really what it's all about, where you can plug in a multiple amount of ports into this. It looks really cool. The 1S, like I was saying, this one over here, this also converts anything that you're looking at and watching from 2D to 3D, which is really cool as well. From everything I've been read and seen, it works really well. But again, at the moment, it looks like it's a timed exclusivity feature for the 1S. It will roll out to the Pros and the ROG version of the X-Real glasses as well. It's really cool tech, honestly. How much is the ROG X-Real? No one really knows. They haven't announced the price. They said that it will be available within the first half of the year. So I suspect, maybe April, May, around there is when we're going to see it. So expect a price to be announced somewhere February, March. The 1S is available for £400 right now, which is cheaper than the 1. But yeah, the difference being is the lens used. You can go straight to X-Real's website and buy it from there as well. £400 is a really good price for the 1S. For bang for buck, it's the best one to go for. Easily. And Steve, for now, that's what they've announced, but I suspect Asus will sell the dock separately. They always do. Infinite, the price has gone down. The price has gone down. So if you look at this, you got the X-Real 1 Pro at $579. You got the X-Real 1S at $400. The X-Real 1 originally used to be 450 quid, I believe. So it's gone down by like £50. You've got the Air 2 Ultra. These are mainly for developers, really. It provides you a developer portal. And this is the Air 2. I have currently the Air 2 Pro, which is the one model above this one. But the ROG is essentially going to be the same as this one. Instead of having the 120 hertz frame rate, it's going to have the same field of view. So that's like 130. It's the X1 chip. It's really cool. Also, like the speakers are on the actual glass ear parts, and it's, you can hear it clearly, but no one else will be able to hear it, which is really smart. They've released like a camera for it and stuff, if that's what you think. I'm mainly looking for the specs here for the lens, but it doesn't tell you what sort of lens it's using. But I know that the £400 one uses a different type of lens. Some people don't like it, some people aren't bothered by it. So that's the only thing that would be worth checking out on the actual lens. But yeah, this is like really cool tech, man, and it's awesome, especially if you like go on flights or stuff, or like me where I struggle to sleep at times. I just put this on, put an episode on. But for gaming as well, it's great. It's really, really cool. Hey, Sanchez Gaming. Hope you had a great new year. But yeah, so this actually has gone down in price with the newer model, which is interesting considering everyone is increasing their prices. How do you connect something to the glasses HDMI? It's a USB-C that you connect it. However, if you want to connect it to your console, you basically can buy like I bought some for like £20, and it's about this big. It's really tiny. Let me see if I can grab it. One sec. Hey, what up, kitty cat? So it's really small, as you can see. This is essentially it. You plug the HDMI through this side, glasses through this side. This side here is power if you really need to. Keep it powered on if you don't have anything to do it, but you don't really need to. And, well, you do need to power it on. But yeah, so if you want like to plug your Xbox into it, put the power in, HDMI, and then this side is your glasses, and that's it. And it's really tiny. It's really small. But the dock that Asus is releasing with the ROG version kind of does what this does, but it allows you to have multiple inputs and outputs. So, well, multiple inputs, and you can output it all to your glasses. So that's what's really cool about the dock that Asus is releasing. Hey, Grayman, what's up? Do we know the date of out? DD? What do you mean by DD? See, Talos knows what it's going to be used for already. Yeah, for real, man. So it looks like Corsair is this probably won't appeal to standard people, but for content creators or those doing stuff like that, it's got a Stream Deck built into the actual keyboard. That's kind of awesome. I was wondering how long it would be before they actually did something like this. Hey, did you see that Corsair actually reached out and told me that they pretty much corrected the mistake that they made with that person who paid for the product and then was refunded in full, and then they increased the price? They went out their way to let me know that they honored it. That was kind of nice of them. Hey, look. I play gacha games, and those are waifu collectors, so I will fully accept the Guna allegations. All I'm saying. Oh, Dev Direct? There's no information on that yet, man. Right now, we've got the showcase on Thursday. We'll wait for that. I suspect the Dev Direct will be at the end of the month. Some point after the 20th. I reckon it'll be like the 25th or 26th. Let me see. So yeah, it'll probably be on the 22nd. I reckon it'll be anytime from the 22nd, well, 20th onwards. 20th onwards is when it's going to be. Between the 20th and the 30th. But I don't think it'll be on the 30th. I think the latest it'll be is on the 29th. But this is kind of cool. A full keyboard with a Stream Deck built in. Probably going to cost a hell of a lot of money. But definitely going to, be useful. So yeah, CES once again has been really cool this year. Better than last year, I think. Control everything just from your keyboard. It's really cool, man. I'm tempted to get one if the price is right. And then I can give my Stream Deck to my kid. Space saving is definitely something I need more and more. SanDisk retires their Western Digital Black and Western Digital Blue branding, and they are launching Optimus SSD tiers for 2026, which likely means more pricing. Do you know what? I'm going to kind of agree with this guy because I didn't know SanDisk owned Western Digital either. But there you go. Is that including the Asus memory cards? No one knows. But yeah, more the black, which I think was a good range. That and the blue branding is being discontinued entirely. We've gone through a bunch of stuff already from what CES. That's what we've been essentially going through. The 8-bit though controller was quite cool. We saw cool dual screen laptop. Project Ava was nice, but ultimately for me it was like the reveal of the new X-Real glasses. I'm a huge fan of the X-Real technology, so the fact that there's 2 new models coming out is awesome. One being the 1S and the other one being the collaboration with Asus, which is awesome. But yes, so it looks like things are changing. Whether this means this is going to be the same price SSDs or more expensive, I assume it's going to go up in price because everything is going up in price right now. Probably the weirdest thing I saw at CES so far this year is this one. The world's first 6K monitor. 6K 3D gaming monitor, that is. Because apparently 3D every couple of years rears its head and shows up. But here we are with 3D coming back again. But am I the only one that thinks that 6K resolution is weird? I mean, my portable OLED monitor over here is 3K and I find that weird. But 6K is just weird, right? Am I the only one that thinks that 6K is weird? Brick, no, we're not. We're not. Those days are over, man. Unless China comes along with their cheap products, we're not going to see it. Okay, there's some weird stuff I've seen on PC Tech, but in terms of monitors, this is weird, right? In terms of monitors, a 6K resolution is weird, right? 3K and 6K, why would anyone opt for a 3K or a 6K monitor? Make it OLED and I'll buy it. Why 3D? All we want is 6K one. Like, who wants? Where did these weirdos come out from wanting 6K? Who the hell games in 6K? I don't know, man. Stranger Things have come. Oh, by the way, apparently a new episode of Stranger Things is still coming. Apparently, what showed on January the 1st was not the season finale. For those of you that didn't know. Apparently, there is one more episode. I'm not going to spoil anything. Apparently, it's supposed to come tonight at 1 a.m. Well, at 1 a.m., we will see. The season finale was crap. It was. I didn't enjoy it. And there's a lot of bad theories going out at the moment, which, from what I've read and what I've seen, seems very plausible, to be honest. It seems very plausible. I don't know. It could just be Netflix saying, "Wait, guys, you got 1 week to make this work." Yet, who knows? But the series wasn't received very well. Put it that way. The final season. Apparently, there's like 40 minutes missing from each episode as well, which is crazy. But that actually explains a lot with how much it was rushed. Oh. Anything else you guys want to cover? It was mainly a lot of CES stuff today that we've showcased. Lots of cool stuff, cool tech. And people are still crying about my post. Like, I don't understand. Ah, man, they are all coming out of the woodworks. Well, at least it's getting me a lot of views. Given they split it over 3 releases, they could have had the longer episodes and not skipped things. The skipping of the 40 minutes was a mandate by Netflix. Netflix forced them to reduce it by 40 minutes per episode. Yeah, it was Netflix, Gorsty. Apparently, according to the brothers, in an interview, they said that Netflix basically forced them to reduce the airtime by 40 minutes per episode. So they had to go through and cut it by 40%, even though each episode was supposed to be somewhere between hour and a half to 2 hours. The whole thing just felt rushed, right? It felt insanely rushed. Even the newest season, I don't know, the first season of Wednesday I really enjoyed. The second season wasn't that good for me. I mean, considering how big the franchise is, it's crazy that they didn't, right? It's crazy that they didn't. No, Wednesday's the first season 1 is phenomenal. You should watch it. Season 2, they didn't quite live up to the hype. They put too much family drama into it. Too much mummy issues. What's up, man? What's up? Hmm? There's something wrong. Okay. Oh. But yeah, so that was pretty much everything I had for today. I was looking for a 2-hour stream. We finished pretty much just on 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes. We could have Assassin's Creed next year on Netflix, maybe. Maybe we'll have a, I still need to watch Splinter Cell. That's on Netflix, right? The animated series. I still need to watch that. Was it any good? If anyone's watched it. By the way, just we have a decent number of people here. I wanted to talk about some stuff on the channel. Now, not a lot is changing. As you guys know, with a lot of things are currently volatile in my life right now, but they're kind of stabilizing a little bit, quite a bit. Just need to get over one more hurdle, then a lot of it stabilizes. Now, in terms of content stream, it's going to continue the way it is. We're going to have Tuesdays and Thursdays as the shows that we have right now. And then I'm going to stream like Let's Plays on other days. Do you guys prefer those Let's Plays to be on this channel? Or or should I put it on a different channel? Now, I do have another channel which is currently offline. I've had to put it offline because Kuro Games decided that they were going to personally attack me and try and take my channel down. So I've taken it offline and I'm in the process of deleting everything that's Wuthering Waves related, so they won't be on my case anymore. But that channel will soon be back online, and I'm going to kind of figure out what I'm doing with that. Do you guys prefer everything being on this one channel, or do you I'm going to make a separate video talking about this and thing, but I thought I'd bring it up here anyway. Because I appreciate not everyone comes to this channel to watch me playing video games. Some do, some don't. So it's I thought I'd put it out there. What do you guys, what's your opinion? What's your things? What do you mean, Banisher? Definitely should what? Okay, that was not Lara Croft. That was just something weird. Ah. Oh, I will watch it. So only one person responded. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I'll have a separate, I'm going to have a smallish video, like a 2-3 minute video that's talking about where I'm looking to push the channel forward, because I'm trying to go full time with YouTube at the moment. And so the more I can do, the better. The more diverse content I can cover that will appeal to you guys, the better. As some of you may have noticed, I've started doing some ROG Xbox LIX videos. So I hope you guys are enjoying those. But I'll be kind of expanding my reach and doing other stuff as well. Hardware reviews where I can, game reviews where I can, etc. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I can. I know some people just don't come here for that sort of content, for the gaming streams, and so I just wasn't sure what would be preferred. Woodpit, my other channel would essentially be just for gameplay streams. Go full time on Ark Knights. I cannot get into the beta of that, man. I've tried so many times, Brick. I've tried so many times. I just cannot get accepted into the beta. One-stop shop I thought would be the best as well. Keep everything under one and then do something different with the other one. But yeah, that was my original thinking as well, Grey Menad. Wait, we have a troll in here? No way. You mean someone is that sad that they're going to jump into people's streams just to say something and get fully ignored? Hey, gaming. No, that's not how it works. Look, Ghosty, we're about to revitalize everything. We got rid of Amarim. That was our New Year's win, right? So give us a chance to actually recover. He damaged us enough as it is already. That guy was a menace. Hey, I would have Ollie coming back. He was great. There was nothing wrong with Ollie. He should have stayed on as manager. He did good. He was finally getting into his stride before they took him out. Yeah, Greymanad, that's not how it works. So essentially the way it works is, YouTube takes 30% regardless. So if you've got 2 channels, whatever that channel generates in revenue, they'll take 30% from there. And then whatever this one, but you make 70% from each side. Yeah, we don't remember that, Ghosty. So you're on your own with that one. We don't remember such things. It's just a figment of your imagination. I really can't help with a figment imagination type stuff. Yeah, you're just a figment of your imagination, man. So apparently, the 5080 Founders Edition was available at Nvidia for $999. That's not bad at all. Yeah, Amarim's gone. So the Dev Direct should be hopefully at the end of the year. Outside of the obvious ones, which is Spyro, you got Forza Horizon 6, you got Fable, Gears E-Day. What else do you think might potentially be on there? What else do you think might actually be shown? I mean, I know people are going to say Clockwork Revolution. I don't think that's personally going to be there, but that is just me. Blinks. You know what? If they remade Blinks, I think it would do really well. I think there's a market for it. I think Starfield might actually make its appearance. I think they might show off Starfield 2.0 in terms of like an update to it of what it is. I think Starfield could definitely be something that they showcase. Is there anything I'm missing? Not really. All right, then, folks. Would love a Fallout 3 run. So I think Fallout 3 will probably be there. I think that's going to be one of the ones. State of Decay is just not going to be there, Kage. I know we said, go wild with your imagination and what might actually be there, but we didn't say, go crazy. That game is a myth. It doesn't exist, and it will never exist. Do you know what? If they actually remade Panzer Dragoon Saga, that would be awesome. That RPG was amazing. It's just a shame that not enough people managed to play it because they released such a small quantity of that game. But some Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 are already on Switch. They've already been remastered. Well, folks, that's it for today. I'm probably going to be back potentially tomorrow. I do want to do some streaming on some Silent Hill because I'd like to finish that. We did start it on stream at the end of last year, so we can probably finish that over the week or so. And yeah, I know a lot of you want to see that played through and finished, so let's get that finished on stream. And we'll move on to the next game after. I'm going to pick up Code Vein tonight, and maybe that'll be the next game we play after Silent Hill 2. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good one. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, folks, and remain legend.